Welcome, Annie Collins here for the Rabbit Hole Designs. Today we're going to create this Halloween card. Let's go to products I use. I use the Rabbit Hole Designs new Meowgical Stamp Set. This has 4 cat designs, spider webs with spiders and cute little stars. It has a little vampire cat, which we'll be using today, a little cat with potions, a witch, and 1 cat popping out of a pumpkin. Has great sentiments like boo, have a magical Halloween, I've heard a spell on you. Thanks for the treats, which we'll be using today. Happy Meowloween, and too cute to spook. Let me remove our little image, which I've already stamped and colored with my Copic markers, and I'll have those listed for you below. Let's go over the rest of our components. I have a card base. It's a 110-pound white card base. I have this Fangs. It has cards, pattern paper with fangs all over it. A little green cardstock, another piece of pattern paper with candies, and a leftover green cardstock panel, which we'll be using to stamp our sentiment on it, which will be Fangs for the treats. We'll be using our VersaFine ink in Onyx black to stamp our sentiment and our spider web. So I'm going to quickly move to stamping those so we can finish our card. So I'm going to bring in my Misty here, and I'm going to stamp the sentiment on the leftover green cardstock. I'm going to line it up, excuse me, and I'm going to use, like I said, the VersaFine and Onyx black to stamp our sentiment. Going to get that on there. Then I'll set that to the side really for a second. That allows that some time to dry. And I'm going to bring in my semicircle that I've die cut out of the green cardstock. And I'm going to stamp the little web with the spiders here. But before I stamp it all the way, I remembered I have the little candies here. And I want my spider, one of them, to hang a little bit lower. So I'm going to go ahead and place that there. Should I just adhere this together? Wasn't thinking. Let's get it stamped. So I'm going to go ahead and just lay that on top and ink up our image all the way. And then I'm going to stamp it. Basically, I want my spider web just to be coming off the side here. So I'm going to stamp it twice so I have a nice crisp black image. And that's all set, so I'm going to remove the stamping tool out of our way so we can go ahead and continue with our card. Now I'm going to adhere that little candy strip with a little bit of Burley Art liquid glue here. I should have done that first. Sometimes, you know, it all worked out, so that's the best part, it all worked out. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere our pattern paper here to our card base. Now this is pattern paper from my stash. I've had it for a while. I just thought it was so cute because it has those little fangs all over it. You know, the ones you get, or we used to get, I don't know if they still have them around. When we were kids, they were plastic. You put them in your mouth and be Dracula for the day. So that's what it has, but in purple, green, and white, and orange. You know, Halloween colors in the background. I thought it just went perfect with our little vampire kitty here. So I'm going to go ahead and place our little kitty here. He's been mounted with some foam adhesive. And I'm going to bring in my Jelly Roll pen in white and my Copic fine liner marker. I'm using the Copic marker because my black Jelly Roll pen is dried out and it won't work. So I'm going to go ahead and use the fine liner here to fill in my little spiders. Just so that they stand out a little more. They were getting lost there in the background. And then with the Jelly Roll pen, I'm just going to put the highlights back into little kitty's eyes and add a few little highlights to his little cape, and then a little highlight by his head. Just, you know, for the cuteness of it all. So I'm going to go ahead and trim our sentiment down. Excuse me. So I'm going to grab my mini trimmer here, move my card out of the way, and I'm just going to trim it down to a nice little strip. Get that all straightened out there. And I'm going to make sure that that'll work there perfectly. I'm going to trim it down some more. Give it a nice little angle, nothing too harsh, just a slight angle. And I'm going to adhere this using some foam strips, just so I have some dimension. So the dimension here would be behind our little kitty cat and our sentiment. And he's so cute. So this stamp was designed by Agoda Pop. She's one of our wonderful designers. She creates a lot of our stamps. And this one is so adorable. I love all the little kitty cats. I think I may have to make another card or two with them because that little witch one is so cute. So I'm going to go ahead and add some finishing touches. I'm going to pull out some little clay bats. I'm going to put 3. I got they're the same green as our cardstock. So I'm just going to put them around our image and our sentiment just for a finishing touch. It's kind of hard to see here, but you'll see it in the close-ups once I finish here. So I'm going to place, just like I said, around the sentiment and our image. I'm going to get those on there. Once I have that, our card is complete. Like always, I'll have everything linked in the description box below. I'll even list the markers I use. So thank you so much for being here, and I hope you found some inspiration. Again, this is the Meowgical Stamp Set, which is TRH217. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more inspiration from our design team. Thank you for being here, and I hope you found some inspiration.